Welcome back to another game, Storms fans. We are live in the mobile broadcast booth from Mustang Middle School. Last game of the day for the Oklahoma City Storm junior varsity team playing against Norman Tigers. Warm-ups are done. The teams are on the court. Officials are in their positions. That means it is time for set number one. Oklahoma City Storm gets the serve first. There's Maddie with a serve. Norman puts it up, swings, it's up, two, and no luck on a third hit. Norman gets the first point. Makes it 0-1. Norman serves. Jay Lee puts the ball up tight to the net. Maddie and Phoebe rolls it over the net. Norman's got the ball up, swings over the blockers. Phoebe to Maddie. Maddie out to Jay Lee, punches the ball over the net. Norman around the blockers. Evelyn gets a little piece of it off the side of her hand and out. Point Norman, 0-2. And Norman has the serve up and over the net. Phoebe tight to the net. Too close for Maddie to get to it. Ball's on Storm side, point Norman, 0-3. Norman serves into the net. Storm on the board, 1-3. Jay Lee back to serve. Short into the net, point Norman, 2-3. I'm sorry, 1-4. 1-4, Storm down by 3. Serve comes over, Jay Lee moves it out. Maddie's there, puts it up. Bailey gets it over the net. I'm sorry, not Bailey, Brielle gets it over the net. Norman brings it back, Brielle puts it up. Maddie tries to one-arm it up, doesn't work out for her. 1-5. It's a wide serve, it's out. Kate, watch that ball drop outside the line. 2-5, Storm down by 3. Phoebe comes out, London comes in. Brielle back to serve. It's long, but it's in. Norman keeps it in play, tipped over the net. Jay Lee puts it up a little too high into the ceiling, comes back down on Storm's side. Brielle out, Phoebe in. Two to 6, Norman with the serve. Serves up and it rolls over the net. Kate keeps it alive. Maddie. Nobody there to help her out. Norman gets the point. 2-7. There it is, low and over the net, but Jay Lee keeps it up. Evelyn out to London, puts it over the net. Norman swings. Phoebe to Maddie. Maddie out to Kate. Kate puts it down on Norman. A kill for Kate. Evelyn comes out. Kennedy goes in. Grace goes in for Phoebe. Kennedy comes back to serve. It's 3-7. Storm down by 4. Norman moves it forward to the outside. Backhand over the net. It's up. Phoebe gets the set. Grace from the right side swing. Norman brings it back. Phoebe again. Up to Kennedy, out to Kate. Pushed over the net. Right over the blockers, onto the floor. Point Storm. 4-7. Kennedy serve goes over the net. Norman back sets way outside. One arms it back over. Storm not able to work with it. 4-8. There's the serve. Jay Lee brings it back in. It's up. London tries to tip it over. It's blocked by Norman. Back down on Storm's side. 4-9. The serve to Kate. Right side, it's up. Kate cross court. Norman brings it back to the right side. It's up. A swing into the donut. Kate dives for it, pushes it outside. Gives Norman the point, 4-10. Norman serves. Jay Lee puts her hands up for it, pushes it back. 4-11. Norman serves into the net. Point Storm, makes it 5-11. Kate back to serve. Norman puts it up into the ceiling. Recovers from it, puts it over the net. Kate moves it up to Kennedy. It's up. Grace on the right side. It's long. 6-12. Norman in the lead. There it is. J. Lee moves it forward. Phoebe passing it over the net. Norman with a swing to Phoebe. Kate from the back line into the top of the tape and back down on Storm's side. Point Norman. 6-16. Sorry, 5. Sorry, the score is Storm 5, Norman 13. Coach Jazz calls a timeout. Back from the timeout, Storm 5, Norman 13. Norman with the serve. Serve is wide. Jaylee's got her foot on the line. The ball's outside that. Point Storm. Brielle in, London out. Phoebe back to serve. 6-13. Phoebe serves cross court. Norman dives, gets the ball up. There's a swing. Kennedy puts it up. Phoebe sets. J-Lee goes across to the right side. Norman back over. Grace puts it up. Outside to J-Lee. Norman way to the back to the camera. Point Storm. 7-13. Low and over the net. Tight to the net by Norman. And Brielle puts it back down on Norman's side. Eight to 13. Norman goes cross court. Kennedy pushes the ball forward. Got to go up. Point Norman. Makes it 8-14. Norman's serve hits the top of the tape and rolls over onto the floor. 8-15. Norman's got the serve up and over. J-Lee moves it forward. Kennedy puts it up. Norman's there to block it and put it back down, but Storm keeps it off the floor. J-Lee back pass over the net. Norman's got it up over the blockers to Phoebe. Kennedy out to J-Lee. She's up. Cross. Norman moving it around. Roll shot to the Phoebe. Kennedy out to Grace. Grace pushes over the blockers. Norman with a cross-side kill. Kate tries for it, doesn't make it. Makes it 8-15. Sorry, 8-16. Norman with the serve. There's a serve over the net. J-Lee moves it up to Kennedy. Out to Brielle. Past the blockers onto the floor. A kill for Braley. Or Brielle, I'm sorry. Brielle. Maddie back to serve. Cross serve, Norman puts it up. Swing down the line, Kate moves it back up. Brielle back passing it over the net. Evelyn with a hard shot to the back line. Norman rolls it down the tape on the Storm side. Point Norman. 9-17. Kate takes the serve. There's a set. Close to the net, though. No luck working on it. Evelyn comes out. Kennedy comes in. 9-17. 9-18. Phoebe gets it up. Maddie with a set. Kennedy cross court. Norman keeps it in play. Pushed over on two. Phoebe. Maddie with a back set. Kennedy with a long shot cross. And it's in the corner. Point Storm. Makes it 10-18. Jay Lee with a short serve. Cross court. Shanked out by Norman. Storm gets the point, 11-18. Norman picks the serve up, passes it back over the net. Phoebe up to Maddie, sets in the middle. Jay Lee swings. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Brielle swings. Blockers are there. Norman gets the point. 11-19. Brielle swings, gets it over the net. Norman passing it forward. Back pass over the net. Jay Lee up to Maddie. Maddie sets outside. Kate's up. Tips to the outside. Norman's there. Keeps it alive. Back pass. Jay Lee up to Maddie. Middle set. Brielle puts it over on Norman's side, but they keep it going. Phoebe now. Maddie tries to get it up with one hand. Goes the opposite direction. Norman gets the point. 12-19. I'm sorry, 11-20. Norman serve over the net. Jay Lee dives for it. Maddie tips it over the net. Pushed over by Norman. Maddie to Phoebe. Phoebe sets Kennedy. Cross swing onto the floor. Point Storm. 12-20. Brielle back to serve. London in for Phoebe. Hard serve at the back line. Norman passes it up to the net. Kate's right there. Puts it back down on Norman's side. Norman can't do anything with it for their 3 hits. Point Storm. 13-20. Storm serves over the net. They're up. Norman's up off the side of London's hand onto the floor. Phoebe back in for Brielle. 13-21. Norman in the lead. There's the serve. Kate puts it up. Maddie sets London. London gets it over the net. Norman bobbles the ball. Storm's point. 14-21. Maddie comes out. Grace goes in. Kennedy now has the serve. Norman keeps the ball in play. They're up. They swing. Storm was able to block it, get it back over. There's another swing to Phoebe. Kennedy out to Kate. Kate Mario punches the ball over the net. Another swing to Phoebe. It's up. Kennedy sets middle. Jaylee's there. Sends it deep to the back line. Norman moving it forward. Phoebe gets it up. Kennedy. Phoebe from behind the 10-foot line. Norman to the outside. Cross hit. Kennedy's got it up. Jaylee. Kate back passes over the net down the line. Norman, 1 and 2. It's back pass over in 3. Phoebe moves it out. Kennedy. It's up. Grace from the right side. Norman moving it around the court. They are outside and can't get it over the net. Point Storm, 15-21. Short serve, Norman dives for it, passes it over the net. Kennedy sets. London was over there, hits the ball over the net. Tipped over. Kennedy dives for it. Ball goes into the floor. 15-22. Norman serves. Kate gets it up. Kennedy. Phoebe from behind the 10-foot line. Norman runs for it, shanks it forward onto the floor. Point Storm, 16-22. Kate now back to serve. There's a deep serve. Norman shanks it sideways, back into the court, passed over the net. Phoebe up to Kennedy. Middle set. Nobody in the middle to really get to it easily, so it ends up dropping on the floor. 16-23. Norman serve, goes over the net. Phoebe puts it up. Kate moves it forward. Jaylee with a big swing. It's out. 16-24. Set point for Norman. Phoebe picks up the serve. Kennedy out to Jaylee. Puts it over to Norman. Norman swings. Kennedy gets her hands up off her fingers and back. It's out. Norman wins set number 1, 25-16. All right, teams are back on the court. Officials are in their positions. Time for set number 2. Norman gets the first serve, serves long and out, so that puts Storm on the board with 1-0. Maddie comes back to serve. Cross-court serve. Norman moves the ball across the court. They're up. Down to Kate. Kate moves it forward, but not up. Tie game at 1. Serve from Norman. Jay Lee puts the ball up, close to the net. Maddie gets it over. Maddie called for being under the net. Gives Norman the point. 1-2. Kate takes the serve up to Maddie. Sets Kennedy. It's blocked and was going out. Kate dives for it. Brings the ball back into play, but Storm can't get it back over the net. 1-4. Norman serves wide. Into Coach Jazz. Makes it 2-3. Jay Lee serving. It's long. 2-4. Phoebe takes the serve. Maddie puts it up. Kate's up. Cross-court swing. Norman gets their hands up, but it keeps going past. After it hits their hands, it's out. Point Storm. Phoebe comes out. London comes in. Makes it 3-4. And Brielle with the serve. Short serve into the net. Point Norman. 3-5. Brielle comes out. Phoebe back in. Norman serves. Kate picks it up. Maddie. Out to London. It's blocked. Do it back over the net. Storm keeps it in play. Kennedy passes to the Norman back line. It's up. Tipped. Jay Lee keeps it off the floor. Maddie. Outside. Too close to the net. Point Norman. 3-6. Norman serves. Kate moves it forward to Maddie. Out to London. Pushed over the net. Passed over in two. Maddie. Phoebe sets at Kennedy. Kennedy's up. Swings. Cross court. Norman dives. Keeps the ball alive. Rolled over the net. Jay Lee to Maddie. Middle to Kate. Kate goes sideways with it. Off of Norman. Point Storm. Makes it 4-6. Grace comes in for Maddie. Kennedy takes the serve. Norman's got it up, backhanded over the net. Jay Lee to Kennedy. Out to London, over the blockers. Passed out by Norman. Point Storm. Makes it 5-6. Our score here is 5-6, but the scoreboard shows like 4-7. Kennedy serves to the Norman back line. Norman's got it up. Swings into the net. Point Storm. Tie game at 6. There's 1, 2, and 3 over the net. The ball drops right in front of Phoebe. Everybody takes a dive. Six to 7. Norman with the serve. Again, the ball hits the top of the tape and rolls over. Nobody can get to it in time. 6 to 8. Norman up by 2. Cross-court serve. Kate puts it up to Kennedy. Outside. Grace takes a swing at it, hits the blockers. Back down on Storm's side, 6 to 9. Phoebe picks up the serve. Kennedy sets Jay Lee from the 10-foot line. Over the net. Norman swings. Not sure if that was in the net or our blockers. I think it was in the net. Storm's point. Kate back to serve. Makes it 7-9. Cross-court serve. Norman pushes it forward. Still gets it up. Over the net. Phoebe back into the corner. Kate's there. Picks it up. London over the net. In at the back line. Point Storm. 8-9. Kate serves over the net. Norman passes the ball up and out. Point Storm. Kate serves over the net. Norman puts it up. Tips it over. Phoebe sets Jay Lee down the line. Norman keeps it in play. Over the net, Kate to Kennedy. Back to Grace. Into the top of the tape. Down on Storm's side. 9-10. There's Norman's serve. Jay Lee gets it up into the ceiling, but not too fast. Kennedy puts it over in two. Norman's not ready for it. Point Storm. Tie game at 10. Phoebe with the serve down the line. Norman moves it forward. Blockers tip it up. Not high enough. Braley tries to get it back up after the block. Can't do it. Point Norman, 10-11. Norman serves. Jay Lee gets the ball up. Phoebe up a little bit. And Brielle over the net and a kill. Grace comes out. Maddie goes in. Maddie back to serve. Tie game at 11. Maddie serves cross. Norman moves it all around and swings into the net. Storm in the leads, 12-11. Maddie back to the back middle. Tipped up by Brielle. Out to Jay Lee, into the blocker, down on Storm's side. Tie game at 12. Norman with the serve. A wide serve by Norman. 13-12. Storm up by 1. Jay Lee comes out. Anna comes in to serve. Anna low and over the net. Norman's way outside. Can't get it over the net. Timeout Norman. 14-12. Storm up by 2. Well, folks, after Norman won the first game, they started the second game. Storm is now in the lead, so Norman has decided they need to take a timeout and try and change their tactics and take the second set so we don't go to 3. Storm's going to try and keep the second set and make it go to 3 so they can capitalize on what they're doing right now. Back to the game. All right, back from the timeout. Storm 14. Norman 12. Anna with the serve. It's long. That makes it 14-13. J. Lee back in. Anna comes out. Norman serves into the net. Puts Storm back up by 2, 15-13. Brielle comes back to serve. London comes in for Phoebe. Deep serve to the back corner. Norman moves it forward, up. Takes a swing. J. Lee keeps it alive. Unfortunately, Storm can't keep it over the net. Brielle out. Phoebe back in. 15-14. Storm up by 1. Phoebe takes the serve. Maddie puts it up. Kennedy from the right side. Norman keeps it alive. Tipped. Kennedy puts it up. Too close to the net. Norman tries to put it back down. Phoebe's there. Kennedy and Maddie run into each other, though. Neither one of them get to the ball. Tie game at 15. Norman with the serve. There's the serve. Phoebe moves it forward. Maddie. London on the outside. Norman rolls it over the net. It's tight to the net. Maddie to Phoebe. Phoebe passes it over. Norman gets it over. Kennedy. Maddie moves it back. Phoebe passes it into the net. A little bit too low. 15-16. Norman in the lead. Norman serves. Kate brings it back in. Too close to the net. Norman tries to put it down, but Storm passes it back over. Maddie out to Kate. Kate swings. Off the blockers, off a player. Storm gets the point. Tie game at 16. Maddie comes out. Grace comes in. Kennedy comes back to serve. A huge wide serve to the outside. Norman gets the point, 16-17. Again, score table is off. Score table is showing 15-18. Norman passing the ball back over the net. J. Lee too close to the net. Kennedy keeps it up after Norman tries to put it down. Passed over. Kennedy swings. Up off of Kate, Phoebe, Kennedy. Grace from the right side. Blockers tip it up. And London's there to put it back down. Tie game at 17. Kate comes back to serve. Deep serve is out. 17-18, Storm down by 1. Score table shows 16-19. Norman serve. Kate puts the ball up. Kennedy sets. London from the right side. Ball comes down in front of a Norman player when they dive. Storm gets the point. Tie game at 18. Phoebe with a serve. Cross serve under the net. Makes it 18-19. Norman in the lead. Norman serves cross. Phoebe dives for it, off of Phoebe and out. Norman gets the point. Makes it 18-20. Timeout, Storm. All right, folks, like I said earlier, Norman won the first set, but Storm had a big lead, or at least a lead, In the second set, Norman took the first time out, tried to recoup what they were doing and get back in the game, and it seems like they did that. Now, Storm's got a timeout, and Coach Jazz got them in tight, trying to get them to figure out what's going on, get them back in the game so they can go to set number 3. We'll see what happens after this. Back from the timeout, it is Storm 18, Norman 20. Norman gets served. Jay Lee puts it up out to Phoebe. Kennedy pushes to the back. Norman's got the ball up. They swing over the blockers to Phoebe. Phoebe can't get to it in time to get it up. 18-21. I do believe at some point earlier in the game, the score table gave a Storm point to Norman, and that's why there's a score difference. There's the serve into the net. Point Storm. Makes it 19-21. Grace comes out. Maddie comes in and goes back to serve. Norman over the net. Jay Lee passes it back over, and Norman just watches it fall onto the floor. Point Storm, 20-21. Maddie with a short serve. Norman keeps it off the floor. Over the net. Maddie back sets Kennedy. Swings to the back line. There's a set close to the net. Jay Lee to Maddie. Kate from the back line. Roll shot onto the floor. Point Storm. Tie game at 21. Off the side of Maddie's hand and the antenna. Point Norman, 21-22. There's the serve. Kate to Maddie. Kennedy pushes. Norman took it back over the net. Off of Jay Lee and onto the floor. Point Norman, 21-23. Score table has 24, so this will be set point. Maddie to Kennedy. Off the top of the tape and down on Storm's side. Norman wins set number 2. We've got 21-24. Score table had 25. That is the end of the scrimmage for today.